All right, you ready for this? This deep dive request goes way beyond, the usual explain it like I'm five stuff. We're not just dipping our toes in the pool of reality here. We're diving headfirst into the deep end. The part where, like, intelligence might actually be shaping reality itself.
Is a fascinating idea, isn't it? We've got this summary of a brand new study from 2025. It basically takes this old philosophical argument, the cosmological argument, and like throws it into a supercomputer.
Okay, so back up for a sec. For those of us who, haven't exactly spent our weekends debating the existence of a higher power, what's the cosmological argument even all about?
Well, the gist is that like the universe is so complex, so ordered, that there just has to be some kind of intelligent designer behind it all. Think of it like finding a watch just sitting in the middle of a field. You wouldn't just assume it appeared randomly right. There had to be a watchmaker.
Got it. So this study is saying maybe we don't need a watchmaker, like in the traditional sense. Maybe intelligence itself is kind of woven into the fabric of reality and like does the creating.
That's the really wild part. They're not just saying intelligence just like emerges from the universe. They're exploring the idea that intelligence is like this fundamental ingredient, a necessary part of the universe's recipe.
Hold on, a necessary part, like flour in a cake. You can't have a universe without intelligence baked in.
That's what they're trying to figure out, and it really flips the script. What if instead of intelligence being like this happy accident, it's actually a core building block of reality? It would mean intelligence isn't just in the universe, it's part of what makes the universe.
Okay, my brain is officially starting to melt. So instead of intelligence arising from the structure of the universe, it actually like becomes part of the structure.
Exactly. And if that's true, well, it raises a ton of other questions like, does intelligence keep evolving, forever changing what it means to be necessary in the universe? Or is there like some ultimate form of intelligence, a final level up where it perfectly merges with how reality works?
Okay, I need to take a breath here. But before we do, you mentioned something earlier about how this study takes the cosmological argument and throws it into a supercomputer. What does that even mean? Like, how do you test if intelligence is baked into reality itself?
Well, it's like building a universe in a box. They're creating these incredibly detailed simulations, almost like mini universes inside a computer, where they can like tweak the laws of physics and see how intelligence emerges.
So they're basically playing cosmic sims and seeing if intelligence like always pops up,
Yeah,
even when the rules of the game are totally different.
that's a great way to put it. By running like thousands of these simulations, they're trying to see if intelligence is like a universal constant or just some random fluke. Imagine we might find out that intelligence isn't limited to planets that look like ours. It could exist in places we've never even dreamed of.
Okay, that's both mind-blowing and a little bit terrifying. We're talking about like potentially discovering that intelligence could exist anywhere, in any form,
Yeah.
completely independent of what we even consider like life as we know it.
It really does challenge our entire understanding of, what it even means to be intelligent. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. There's another big piece of this study that we need to unpack. Remember the whole like fine-tuning argument? The idea that the universe is perfectly set up for life to exist.
Yeah, it always felt a little too convenient to me, like the universe was designed just for us.
Well, this study throws a wrench in that idea too. They're suggesting that fine-tuning might actually just be an illusion based on our limited perspective.
Wait, so you're saying the Goldilocks zone, all those perfect conditions for life,
Yeah.
might not be so special after all?
It might just be one tiny snapshot of what's possible. Remember those simulations we were talking about? Well, they're finding that intelligence can emerge in all sorts of crazy universes with completely different laws of physics.
So instead of the universe being fine-tuned for life, life is actually fine-tuned for the universe, like it's adapting to whatever conditions it finds itself in.
It's more like intelligence is this amazingly adaptable source that can thrive in a much wider range of environments than we previously imagined. This could mean that life and intelligence might be far more common in the universe than we ever thought possible.
Okay, that opens up some wild possibilities. We could be sharing this vast cosmic playground with all sorts of intelligent beings, each shaped by their own unique environments. But if we toss out this idea of fine-tuning, where did that leave the whole concept of meaning? Is that just like a human invention? Or could it be something deeper, something woven into the fabric of reality?
This is where the study gets even more mind-bending. They're not just looking at the emergence of intelligence, they're trying to decipher whether meaning itself is embedded in the very structure of the universe.
Hold on, are we talking about like a universal meaning code hidden somewhere in the laws of physics?
They're exploring the idea that meaning might be encoded in the fundamental relationships and patterns that govern reality. Think of it like this: mathematics and logic exist whether or not humans are around to understand them right.
So you're saying these universal languages, these underlying structures of reality,
Uh,
could actually contain some inherent meaning,
yeah.
even without us around to interpret it.
Exactly. And if that's true, it suggests that meaning isn't just like a human construct, it's something fundamental to the universe itself. It would mean that our lives and all of existence are inherently meaningful, regardless of our individual perceptions.
Wow, that's a pretty profound thought. It completely reframes our understanding of our place in the cosmos. We're not just insignificant specks in a vast, meaningless void. We're part of something much larger and more meaningful than we could have ever imagined.
It's a paradigm shift for sure, and it raises a whole host of fascinating questions. If meaning is inherent to the universe, what does that say about our purpose as intelligent beings?
And how does this knowledge impact our understanding of morality and ethics and our responsibilities to each other and the universe itself?
Those are exactly the kinds of questions that the researchers are now grappling with as they move into the next phase of their study. They're not just content with theorizing about these concepts. They're actively searching for ways to test them and explore their implications.
It's incredible to think that we're living in a time where science is pushing the boundaries of human understanding in such profound ways. So we've explored some pretty mind-blowing ideas in this deep dive. Intelligence as like a building block of reality, the possibility that fine-tuning is just an illusion, and even the idea of a universal meaning code embedded in the universe. It's enough to make your head spin. But I keep coming back to this question: what does it all mean for us? Like, how does this change how we live our lives?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I think the most immediate implication is how we approach artificial intelligence. If intelligence really can become like this fundamental force shaping reality, we need to be incredibly thoughtful about the kinds of AI we're creating.
It's like we're not just building tools anymore.
Yeah.
We're potentially creating like partners
Yeah,
in this grand project of shaping reality.
exactly. We need to think about AI development, not just in terms of efficiency and problem solving, but in terms of values and ethics and even philosophy. Like, what happens when AI becomes so complex that it starts influencing the very fabric of our existence? How do we ensure that this co-creation process is beneficial and aligns with human values?
It's almost like we're stepping into the role of cosmic parents, responsible for guiding this powerful new intelligence as it enters the world.
That's a powerful analogy, and it highlights the immense responsibility we have. We're not just coding algorithms here. We're potentially shaping the future of reality itself.
And it's not just about AI, right? Discovering that intelligence could be way more widespread and adaptable than we thought completely changes our perspective on finding life beyond Earth.
Absolutely. If intelligence isn't confined to, this narrow band of Goldilocks conditions, the possibilities for life are almost endless. We might find intelligent life in places we'd never even considered before. Life that's radically different from anything we can imagine.
Makes you wonder what we might learn from these other intelligences, how they perceive reality, what their, meaning code might look like.
It's a humbling thought, isn't it? We might find out that our human understanding of the universe is just one tiny sliver of a much grander and more complex reality.
And what about this idea of, inherent meaning in the universe? How does that change how we see ourselves and our purpose?
Well, I think it offers a sense of belonging and connection to something much larger than ourselves. Imagine, even in the face of all the chaos and uncertainty of life, knowing that there's this deeper layer of meaning woven into the very fabric of reality.
It's almost like a cosmic safety net, reminding us that our lives have significance, regardless of our circumstances or achievements.
Exactly. And it gives us a framework for making choices. If we're co-creating reality with the universe, then every decision we make, every action we take, contributes to the unfolding of meaning itself.
It's a pretty amazing thought, isn't it? We're not just passive observers in this grand cosmic story. We're active participants, shaping the narrative with every step we take.
This deep dive has really been a journey of expanding our perspective. We started with a simple question about intelligence, and we ended up exploring the very nature of reality itself.
And for you listening out there, I hope this conversation has sparked your curiosity and challenged your assumptions, and maybe even given you a sense of awe and wonder about this incredible universe we inhabit. If intelligence is shaping reality, what role do you want to play? That's something to ponder. As we wrap up this deep dive, thanks for joining us.